This video is going to be over how to divide fractions and divide mixed numbers. So first, let's look at one of our problems, and we're going to have 1/2 divided by 1/4. In 5th grade, you might have heard the phrase keep, change, flip, which in essence, that's what we're doing, where you keep your first fraction the same, you change your division symbol to multiplication, then you flip your fraction to where 4 is on the top and 1 is on the bottom. We're going to do those same steps, but we're actually going to call it what it's really supposed to be called. We're going to call it keep, change, recip. And recip is for reciprocal, which is what you're multiplying that first fraction by. So here's what I mean. Take your first fraction and you keep it. So our first fraction was 1/2, so we keep it 1/2. Then we change that division to multiplication. Now, instead of flip, this is where we say recip. So basically, when you're flipping that fraction like you did in 5th grade, you're multiplying it by what's called the reciprocal. It's really just fancy math talk, but it means the same thing as keep, change, flip. So whatever you want to use, use. Then it's just like when you multiply fractions. You multiply your numerators, so 1 times 4 gives us 4. Then you multiply 2 times 1, which gives us 2. Now, you normally don't want to leave your answer as an improper fraction, and an improper fraction is where your numerator is greater than your denominator. So here's what you do. You just divide. 4 goes inside the house, 2 goes outside the house, 2 goes into 4 times twice, 2 times 2 is 4. We have no remainder, so our answer for this problem is 2. That is one example of how you divide fractions. Now let's talk about how to divide mixed numbers. Same steps as dividing fractions. The only difference is we have to add one extra step. Okay? So we're going to have 3 3/5 divided by 2 1/4. There's something that we have to do to these mixed numbers, and it's the same thing as what we did when we were multiplying mixed numbers. You have to change these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So we need to multiply our whole number times our denominator, and 3 times 5 is 15. Then we're going to add our numerator. So 15 plus 3 is 18, and we keep our denominator the same. All right? We keep our division symbol because it's not changing. It's still a dividing problem, and we need to do the same thing to the other mixed number. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then 8 plus 1 is 9. Then we keep our denominator the same, okay? So now we have 18/5 divided by 9/4. So now we follow our steps. Keep, change, recip. So we keep 18/5. We change division to multiplication, then we multiply it by that reciprocal. So we flip our fraction, which becomes 4/9. So in this problem, I see that we can simplify before we multiply. So we can do 18 divided by 9, and we can do 9 divided by 9. When you do this, you get 2, and 9 divided by 9 equals 1. So let's cross off our old fractions. Our old numbers. We can't really do it with the 4 and the 5, so we're just going to leave those the same. But now we can multiply our numerators. So now we have 2 times 4, and we get 8. Then 5 times 1 gives us 5. Now we don't leave our answer as an improper fraction, remember? So we're going to divide 8 by 5. 5 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 5 is 5, and now we subtract. All right, now we want to leave our answer as a mixed number because we're dealing with fractions. So I'm going to come up here and collect this 3, and that's going to become our numerator. Then I'm going to come up here and pick up this 5, and that's going to become our denominator. So our answer to this problem is 1 3/5. All right. If you have any questions, please ask one of your lovely teachers for help.